Hello and welcome to all our viewers. Staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Business Point here on Global Television, and we're looking at sustainable economic development and the role of youth skills in enhancing growth. Joining me on the program is Micah Adaramola, who is an administrator and cybersecurity analyst. He joins me via Zoom here in the Federal Capital Territory. Many thanks for joining me on the program, Mr. Adaramola.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Oh well, Nigeria's unemployment rate has been a persistent challenge, with many young people actually struggling to find meaningful employment. And developing relevant skills can help, particularly young people, access better job opportunities. But what role do you think youth skills development plays in addressing Nigeria's high unemployment rate?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to talk to a wide range of people in respect to this very crucial and important discussion. We are in this time, especially in Nigeria, where in sincerity we need skills development amidst young people. And when we say is needed, it's not just talking about the ability to have it alone, but the necessity of actually communicating the importance of the skill gap and the skills development in order for the economic of Nigeria to become better. Because when we're talking about the prosperity of the nation. You can't take the youths, the abilities of the youth. You can't take it out of the equation. So it is quite very very necessary, and it's something that is very very needful in a time as this. I personally, I'm actually involved in a lot of skills development amongst the youths, and I actually know the importance of these things, and something I've been doing for years, and is working, is a working strategy. But I realize that the nation, as it were, I'm not really really sure we are really harnessing that platform and ensuring that the youth are well skilled in their hearts. Not just schooling. I'm not talking about schooling. I'm talking about skill development. So it plays a key role basically. So just that's what I'm going to say for now. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, we had a bit of technical issues, but and we apologize for that. You know,
It's fine.
identifying skills gap, there are many skills gap, and it's crucial to developing effective training programs and policies that, would support youth employment and economic growth. But what are some of the most critical skills gap in Nigeria's youth population, and, how can they be addressed or identified?
Yeah, so I actually said during my conversation the first time that is so when we're talking about skill development now, we're not just talking about the youth actually being educated in quotes, that's the schooling structure that we have in Nigeria. So if skill gap will be addressed, basically, it needs to be these are things that the leadership of the nation must put into consideration, and they have to put it as a matter of priority. So, and when we are talking about addressing this skill gap, we have to be very, very optimistic and very realistic about it. It involves engaging the youth from schools, engaging the youth from secondary schools, engaging them and ensuring that they have the relevant skills needed for the today workspace. Because most times I realize that what is done most times is that most of the things that the youth will be learning in the 5 years of their times in school, by the time they actually get out of school, these things are not relative. They are not actually it doesn't have so much of value that they will to present basically. So this area are area that the leadership of the nation must be intentional about, and ensure that they look into the digital and test skills, soft skills, and employability skills. And these things are very very crucial because the world is going very very technologically inclined. So these are areas that we cannot shy away from. These are areas that we need to really really put our hands on to ensure that the development of the nation is is really really a concern to us. And vocational skills also, entrepreneurship and business management, these things are very very needed. Agric business, I've been a farmer even after I finished service. I actually farmed for like a year before I actually got my job, and I really wish I could do more, but there's no structure. The nation itself does not have a structure that really helps people that really really wants to do this thing, and they are ready to put their life on the line and ensuring that productivity is found in that area. So that's just what I'm going to say for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Adaramola. We'll take a quick break now, and when we return, we will continue the conversation. Please stay with
Okay,
us.
all right, thank you. Yeah.
Many thanks for staying with us. We have been speaking with Micah Adaramola, who has been helping us make sense of the importance and the role of skills development in advancing growth. Micah, I believe you're still with me.
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you, ma'am.
Okay, you made mention of being a farmer, entrepreneurship, and how you went into farming before getting, a job. Farming as well as, entrepreneurship and innovations have been key drivers of economic growth. And a lot of people, just like you, many young people have talked about how, these developments can or have played vital role in, enhancing growth and promoting, these values. What what do you think? How basically do you think policymakers and stakeholders can promote entrepreneurship and innovation among young people? What should we be doing? What should individuals as well be doing to promote, entrepreneurship?
Okay, entrepreneurship itself as a conversation is quite a very broad one, and in sincerity, for like a while, I think from days when I was in school, Nigeria as a structure, as a nation, has been trying in that aspect. One of the things they did that actually brought me to the ideology of entrepreneurship was that it was introduced into the curriculum then when I was in school. And I remember that we did some entrepreneurship things that really helped me as a person, and that gave me the awareness about entrepreneurship as it were. So number one, just like what I said, it was introduced into the curriculum, and it was quite very practical. I could remember then in school we had to do some things practically, and we engaged in entrepreneurship. But after coming out of the school, I realized that the nation should not just stop at just introducing it into the curriculum. There should be structures in place whereby people okay, when I actually got into NYC2, I realized that there was this ideology, as to say it, that was actually in the NYC structure, which also helped the awareness of entrepreneurship. But after that, there should be more of structures whereby people get into they become immersed. There's an immersion into the entrepreneurship space. And this is true, just like what I mentioned, economic reform was part of what I actually experienced when I was in school. Then access to fund. When I finished from service, I didn't want to work anywhere. I just wanted to have a agricultural space where I can just add my own quota to the food, to the food in the country. And also, I didn't just want to be looking for a job. So I started, and fund was a major issue. Fund was, so there was no structure to access to fund as at then, basically. Then the policies of even doing the business itself. Sometimes the SME, like I know that there is a bit of ease on the entrepreneurs, basically, but there should be more. There should be more ease with entrepreneurs, because in process of doing the job or doing the business, it should not be too stringent for entrepreneurs, basically. Then also infrastructure and technology should be introduced, and also should be given. Like when I was actually doing farming, I was looking forward to a place in my local government where I could get tractor, where I could get implements for my farming, but these structures are not made available. So aside from just the fact that we want to just create the awareness, making all of these things available is very, very crucial. And there's another thing I'm going to say, which is very practical, because of my entrepreneurship journey. It was a practical stuff. I remember one of those times when I actually had my produce, and I wanted to get my produce to the market. I had the issue of transportation, and those women that came to come and pick my produce, they were very ridiculous set of people. And but thank God I was educated, so I found my way around it. and I got my produce to the market, which sometimes you see farmers, probably those people doing business, they always have the problem, and not even in the present situation of the country where transportation is on the high side. So that aspect too needs to be very, very addressed. Then also the place of mentorship and capacity building, which I, as a person, have been involved for couples of years now. For like 4 years, I founded an NGO, training young people from schools, mentoring them. I have couples of numbers of people that today they are doing well in the workspace by the reason of those mentorship and the capacity they've built, basically, and things like that. So also policies needs to be put in place, in order to ensure that these things are actually working. The nation as it were and the government must just be very, very intentional about it, and they must be truthful to the process. So that's just what I have to say as to that.
Thank you very much. There's been a fuse about AI, technology, how technology has transformed the way we learn, the way we work, and that how leveraging digital tools can help young people, access trainings, job opportunities, and all of that. But in your opinion, what role do you think that youths can play? We just talked about how stakeholders, government, and even individuals can help advance the cause of entrepreneurship and skill development. But now, for the youth themselves, how do you think that they can leverage technology to enhance development and also access employment and opportunities?
Yeah, okay. I think my conversation has just been the aspect of the government, basically, because I as a person feel that the government has a lot of things to do to actually ease this whole process. The youth, like, let me give I love examples, and like this question you asked as to AI technology, that's why you see my designation. I'm also a cybersecurity analyst. It's something I've actually been involved now for the past 1 year. I've been doing trainings, I've been building capacity. When I say I've been building capacity, I've been learning, because growth is quite very, very important in the whole of the process. And what I can say that Nigerian youth are growth oriented, and we are trying to do more to create that awareness and to instill that values, basically. And the nation, the response of the government to us to supporting those things will encourage the youth also to do that. AI technology they are implementing. They are like supporting the whole process, right? Because technology is quite very, very essential in this century, and digital skills also empowerment too is very, very necessary. My advice to young people is that just be growth oriented, be ready to get every skill necessary for your build up. You see, we live in a world whereby, especially in Nigeria, where young people just want to travel out of the country, want to have a safe haven for their life, just want to they just want to have this kind of a settlement personally and the likes. But aside from just survivor, we are talking about the development of a nation, Nigeria, and that's always been my gospel. That's always been my gospel, because as far as personally, I have personal ambitions, personal goals. I have personal visions, but their visions and their goals towards the nation building. And these are things I've been committed to. These are things that I've seen young people, probably because of the space I am, I've seen young people committed to it. And but most times we see the government as the problem. It's as if we are not giving so much to actually deliver the potentials that are in us. But we still have some youth. We have some youths that are yet to come into this reality, and definitely awareness, digital empowerment. You go to where you can get them. We actually give them all information and information needed for them to become who they ought to be, and also taking charge of the social space, because if in the world today, the social space is forming a lot of realities. The social space is forming a lot of realities, and the social space needs to be such that we have more of information that can help young people to build up as to nation building. But if we have more of frivolities, more of irrelevant informations, you see that we keep having young people that are not they don't have that capacity to give so much to nation building. So basically, we just have to increase the awareness across the board. We just have to increase the awareness of more innovations and rural informed sector also. We make sure that we go to rural areas where information needs to be communicated to these people. They have to be informed as to things they need to have, knowledge they need to have, skills they need to get in order for them to become the people or the person they ought to become in order for them to develop their nation, Nigeria. But just like what I said, basically, the government has a huge role to play in sustainability. All of this that has been said. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Micah Daramola, for your contribution on the role of youth skills in enhancing sustainable economic development. We'd definitely love to have you again on the program.
It's going to be a privilege. And probably by then I'll be able to actually talk more as to what we've done and what we can do all over and over again for a better Nigeria.
We look forward to having you on the program again then. Have a beautiful day ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Well, this is where we draw the curtains on Business Point today. Micah Adaramola, an administrator cybersecurity analyst, has just given his contributions on sustainable economic growth and the role of youth skills. Don't forget that you can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app on Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast, and you can also follow Global Television on all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.